You said surprise you. You said surprise you. Oh.
My neck got little big sharks on my ankles. I drape out off my bra, I cut the bangles. I go military boys with the angles. Gotta upgrade the stars out of space for me. Lot of blue cash.
Good afternoon, Jets Nation. Welcome to the Jude Jets Show. And we got pretty interesting episode for you guys today. As you all know, training camp has officially started, so we're going to be covering that. Aaron Rodgers decided to take a $35 million pay cut. We're going to be talking about that as well. And then, of course, Dalvin Cook is going to be in the building this weekend. Like, it's no more cryptic tweets or anything. The interest is actually real. And before we get started, got to introduce my co-host, Italy Jet. How's it going, man?
Man, what a week.
I know.
What a week already. Like, what the hell just happened today?
It was
cheers,
insane.
cheers to you, man. But man, I don't get it. Hey, you know what? Bring it all. Bring all the heat. I want all the smoke.
Oh, yeah. Sean, and we're not going to cover this today, but just quickly got to say it, like, the whole Sean Payton, Robert Saleh beef is, like, just so weird. Like, Sean Payton out of the blue was like, we're not trying to be the New York Jets, build this dream team, when literally all we did this all season, like, the only really major move we made was add Aaron Rodgers. And we pretty much keeping the same exact starters. And we're not even trying to force all this attention on us. Like, we did not want Hard Knocks. We didn't want to, we didn't want to showcase everything Hard Knocks normally shows. Like, we're censoring most of that. Like, it was just this insane, out of pocket, no reason to why Sean Payton should have said this. And week 5 is going to be absolutely insane. I can't wait to watch that. Like, it's just going to be so fun. And I don't think games can be flexed into prime time that early in the season, but would that just be awesome?
100% flex.
Oh, yeah. Like, that's going to be awesome.
I don't even, it needed to happen. It said there needs to be a spark in us, and that spark is here.
Oh, yeah. Like, these players are just fired up now. We see Billy Turner and what DJ Reed and Brees Hall are tweeting out. Like, everyone is pumped. Not pumped, like, pissed. They're just pissed at what he said, and just, like, it's just insane. But let's go ahead and get into this Aaron Rodgers restructure.
Billy Turner.
He was not holding back at all. And, he kind of shed some bad light on his former Bronco teammates as well. But now let's go ahead and get into this Aaron Rodgers restructure, because yesterday the news finally broke that Aaron Rodgers has finally, signed this restructured contract, the one that the Jets and him have been working on this entire offseason, the one that Connor Hughes said would surprise a lot of Jets fans whenever it was all said and done. Now it's all said and done. And so Aaron Rodgers is basically signed to the New York Jets on a 2-year, $75 million deal, taking a $35 million pay cut. $35 million the New York Jets are going to have to pay him over the next 2 years is now just, we're not going to pay him anymore. We're just keeping that money for ourselves, and Aaron Rodgers is not going to get that money anymore. I mean, that has got to be one of the largest pay cuts a single person has taken for an NFL team in, like, history. Like, $35 million pay cut is insane. Italy Jet, what are your thoughts on this?
I mean, every Packer fan has got to be pissed right now. Like, they had a good team. It's just they couldn't really block anyone for Rodgers, and they didn't give him the weapons that they had at tight end and wide receiver. They had like a couple good ones that were coming up young. Lazard was there, but like the tight ends weren't just nothing there. And then he made Tunyon look good. But like overall, if I'm a Packer fan, I'm pissed, but I'm also like, wow. I would just be like, wow. And that would make you want to root for Jordan Love even more. But they have had a lot of like quarterback issues. They brought in like 5 quarterbacks, including Jordan Love. It's a really mess over there, bro. And then you have with Aaron Rodgers, I mean, he wants to win. He's going to find everything in his heart to win. He wants Cook here. I feel like Quan's coming. And now you never know with Devontae Adams. I doubt it, Lo. I doubt the Devontae thing. But, like, he's like, I'm switching my number. GW switching my number. I'm going to be number 5. 17's available next year. I'm like, all right. Chill. Okay. But, you know, I mean, I will say this. Devontae did take a pay cut with the Raiders. So, I don't know, man. I mean, shoot. Hey, bring it all, baby. But I'm loving this. This just feels me even more. The curse might be over with Namath. Who knows? But I'm loving this. Absolutely loving this. He believes in this team. He's having fun. This is the best he's looked physically in a very long time, too.
And you know what you say about Aaron Rodgers having fun. He literally said in one of his interviews, "This isn't something I want to do for 1 year." He's like, "I'm having too much fun. I'm enjoying myself too much to only be here for 1 year." And now with him taking this contract restructure, he's of course just committing all in. And what's funny too is right after Aaron Rodgers took the pay cut, to stay with the New York Jets for longer, that's $35 million pay cut. Dalvin Cook posts on his Instagram story a picture, or not even a picture, just black screen with the sunglasses emojis that he tweeted out also the day before. Like right after Aaron Rodgers took that pay cut. And then next thing you know, this morning it gets reported that Dalvin Cook is visiting the New York Jets this weekend. And it's just been so crazy, the whole Dalvin Cook situation this summer, because we all thought he was getting traded to Miami during the draft. That was the whole rumor. Everyone was saying, "Oh, Dalvin Cook's going to be Miami Dolphin." That didn't happen, and then he gets cut. Everyone's like, "Well, he's definitely going to sign with the Dolphins." And then, everyone's saying, "Oh, no, I don't know, Dalvin Cook, he might not go to Miami." And then we get all these rumors saying, "Oh, he's coming to the New York Jets." We never believed them. And then next thing you know, he's liking tweets saying he wants to come to the Jets, the Dolphins, the Patriots. His rumors spread everywhere. But then the first team he's going to visit, and hopefully the last team he's going to visit, is the New York Jets. And it's just wild that this is actually happening, that this running back that's been a 4-time Pro Bowler for the last, of course, 4 years, just an absolute stud of a running back, might potentially come to the New York Jets to pair up with our future stud in Breece Hall. So what are your thoughts on this whole Dalvin Cook visit this weekend? Do you think this ends with a contract, or, what do you think is going to be discussed on this visit?
I think where he fits in the team, the money, he wants 10 to 11 million a year. I think the Jets were 1 million off is what we all have heard. So I think it's a visit between him and the Patriots right now, Jets and Patriots. And I'm over here like, I mean, you can go to the Patriots. It's not going to help the Patriots more because they think they're good, but they're not. So I really think he wants to be here. I really think he wants to be. I think this is the team he wants to go to. They can figure out that money now with all the major pay cuts that's been happening, bro. I mean, and we got to figure out the legal issue too. That legal issue is a big thing, and JD doesn't tolerate that. Maybe there's like a friendly contract in there with the legal issue, because we got to deal with Eccles as well with that 1-game suspension. So I hope they come and he ends with a contract, and we'll be jumping for joy. And then the running backs need to step up, man. Michael Carter, he's good. Like, he's doing pretty good, but Bam Knight is the best running back in training camp right now. So it's going to be hot. This is going to be interesting.
And, you mentioned the legal stuff as well, because we just got a lot of conflicting reports about that, over the past week. Because you have, and it's not even like getting reported by like the Adam Schefters, the Ian Rappaports. It's these, independent, fan page accounts like NFL, or what is it? It's like I'm talking about, like the NFL, yeah, that one. And then you have like Dov NFL, Dov Kleiman. You have all these like secondary pages saying, and Dov Kleiman's out here saying like, "Oh no, like Dalvin Cook, he like did all this stuff to his girlfriend." And then the other NFL fan page is like, "Well, no, Dalvin Cook actually didn't do all this," and like it turns out it was all fake. And it's like, what's the truth here? What are we actually getting? And maybe the New York Jets are asking about, this during the whole, interview, during the whole visit. And with, Joe Douglas not being really put up for all these legal issues, he's like a general manager that tends to sign guys that have great characters. His first draft with the team, almost every single pick of his was a captain, and he seemed to do that for the pretty much the rest of his drafting career. And with all these signings, he values that high character. So maybe he knows that, or he's confident that Dalvin Cook isn't guilty. He's a free man. He didn't do any of this. He's
Right.
confident in all
Right.
that. That's kind of my thinking going into this as well. And I also think Dalvin Cook is still a good football player because there's been a lot of studs available throughout the market. Like we could have
Right.
definitely signed DeAndre Hopkins. Now, did DeAndre Hopkins want to come here? We don't know,
He
but
didn't
like
want
the
to.
New York Jets definitely could have. Because because we were
Yeah.
interested in Odell Beckham Jr. We might have thought
Yeah.
DeAndre Hopkins is
But
washed and we don't want to sign him. So
yeah.
we definitely feel like Dalvin Cook probably still has it left in him. And the money's also going to be interesting as well because who knows what kind of contract the Jets are going to give him and how much money he gets as well is going to be interesting because if he's getting like this 10 million, which I don't think he gets, but if he does get that, then I think that's going to say, oh, he's going to have a big role in this offense. But if he's getting, smaller amounts, then him and Brees are most likely going to split the carries, and that's probably what I think ends up happening. And ends
I
up
think
happening.
I think so too. It's it's going to be interesting down the line when everything comes together because it's like if you get Quan and Cook on the same day, maybe same weekend or same week, this whole franchise and this fan base is going to go nuts.
It will.
Like everybody wants Quan back. I would love Quan back. I don't necessarily I'm worried about the linebacking position, but I don't know if overall it was just a money thing for me. Like Cook, it was a money thing for me. But now that we saved 35 million in cap now, and shoot, I'm like, you know what? I want all of them.
Hey
I
man,
want them all. Yeah, shoot, even bring in Devontae Adams. Why not? It's not going to happen, but
yeah.
but why not? It's a great situation to have if you're the New York Jets right now.
It really is. And then with us, being on Hard Knocks, I hope the Hard Knocks crew's there for that whole Dalvin Cook visit because that's going to be very awesome to watch. Same thing with
Right.
One Jets Travel. That crew's definitely going to be there. But I don't know if Hard Knocks is taking the weekends off or whatever. I don't really know what their
Yeah.
schedule's like. But
Yeah.
if you could have Dalvin Cook's visit on Hard Knocks, that's just going to be
Right.
awesome to see. And speaking of Hard Knocks, the thing Hard Knocks covers is, of course, training
Yeah.
camp. And that's
Right.
been going on the past 2 weeks now. Yeah, 2 weeks. Training, or I think it's been going on for a week.
Right.
Either way, training camp is going on right now. Italy Jet, let's hear this breakdown. Let's hear your takeaways. Who are your performers, biggest studs throughout training camp so far? Just your thoughts. I want to hear. I need to hear them, man.
Man, JJ Stud, Brownlee, Sauce is stepping up a lot. Also, Ruckert's been doing good. Conklin's been doing good. Bam Knight at the running back position. These guys are coming through. I mean, I think Rodgers is even, when you get the pads on, it's going to be different for a lot of people. And people, it's not going to come all one motion. Hey, Jigga, hope you're doing well. Yeah, I think those are my biggest studs right now. This is it's weird having all this depth. Like I'm just so like it's just weird. But I love Bam Knight what he's doing. I love Cap. Cap's doing pretty good. Always the last one out of the field. Always the one person that comes on early. It's going to be really interesting how they're going to evaluate this. Tony Adams is coming alive too, so he's a fan favorite to be probably the starter. But yeah, I'm loving it. I'm loving all of it.
And right, I'm liking what I'm hearing so far throughout training camp. Their offense kind of started off slow, but that's to be expected whenever you get a new quarterback, you're putting a new offensive system. Like
Agreed.
That's to be expected. Another thing, the defense. Defense is continuing to dominate, like we knew they would. It's a top 5 unit from last season. We're retaining pretty much the entire same 11 guys. It's still going to be great. So like that, we're seeing the defense playing well. The defensive line especially has just been absolutely balling. And like Jermaine Johnson, change his number back to 11 and just a flip just got switched for this dude. Like he has been on a tear throughout training camp so far, making headlines every single day. And that's what we want to hear from our second-year player. I feel like everyone is labeling him as big breakout player in 2023. I know I have, and hopefully that comes out to fruition. We also know Jermaine Johnson has been calling himself the breakout player. Just take a look at the dude's Twitter. And then, as you mentioned, Tony Adams. Like, we have been talking about the safety position pretty much this entire offseason. Our biggest question was, what the hell is Tony Adams going to look like? Is this dude going to be good? Is he going to suck? We saw good things of Tony Adams in the snippet in that Miami Dolphins game. In that one game he started last year, he looked good. But how is he going to look throughout an entire season? That's what we wanted to know. And so far throughout training camp, he's looked good. Picked off Aaron Rodgers, which, I don't think is an easy thing to do. I wouldn't know. I'm not, an NFL player, but I would assume it's a hard thing to do. So, that's great to see as well. And then you look at Jason Brown-Lee. Like, we trade Denzel Mims first day at training camp, and then Jason Brown-Lee, who people were saying was going to take Denzel Mims' roster spot from, the get-go, definitely is doing that. Definitely is not making the New York Jets regretting their decision of trading Denzel Mims. I mean, the dude burnt Sauce freaking Gardner, the first-team All-Pro cornerback, burnt him as an undrafted free agent and scored a touchdown. Remember, the Zach Rosenblatt tweet was, what do you say? He was like, Jason Brownlee was wide open for a touchdown. The dude has been balling out.
Right. It's fantastic. I think we're not gonna miss Mims very quick. Brownlee is gonna be that Mims type of factor. Even Corey Davis could be that factor, Lazard, and even some other guys could step up in the wide receiver position. But Mims got a chip on his shoulder. In his press conference with the Lions, some guys are pretty salty about what he said. So, it's going to be very interesting to see what happens with the Lions and the Jets in the wide receiver room now.
And definitely will. And the whole Mims situation was kind of just it exploded in our faces one day. He doesn't report to training camp. Everyone, because I was actually thinking about that too. Whenever they were showing, all the photos of all the guys that reported, all these videos, I was like, where is Denzel Mims?
Right.
And then next thing you know,
right.
They said, you don't have to come. We're gonna cut you if we can't trade you. And when we got back from Denzel Mims was a conditional 6th round pick, and
we gave him a draft pick, and we gave him Mims for another draft pick we got back from them. So I'm okay with it. Whatever gets him out of here.
Exactly, and at least we didn't get rid of him for nothing. I mean, and the funny thing is, we actually could get rid of him for nothing too, because both draft picks are conditional if he makes the roster. So if Denzel Mims doesn't make the roster, Detroit doesn't get none of our picks. We don't get a pick from Detroit, and it's almost like this trade didn't even happen, which would be kind of funny to happen. But I mean, despite what Denzel Mims said during his press conference in Detroit, I'm still rooting for him. I feel like a lot of people are kind of in the same boat. I'm a little saltier towards him now, but that's kind of expected here from him because he didn't play at all these past 2 years, and I don't blame the kid. I would have a chip on the shoulder too, and I don't know why I call people kids whenever they're 10 years older than me probably, but that's just a bad habit of mine. But anyway, Denzel Mims, I feel like who knows how he's going to do in Detroit. Who knows if he's even going to make the 53, and who knows how long this dude's NFL career is going to last after this point.
Yeah.
But that was definitely an interesting story of training camp so far. And then Quinnen Williams also just has been on a tear throughout training camp. It feels like every day, someone's tweeting out, Quinnen Williams is in the backfield so fast, he could have took the handoff. This dude is blowing past defenders.
I mean, in his first reps with an offensive line, there's a lot to prove. Imagine what he's like in preseason and joint practices. I am so excited for the joint practice next week with the Panthers, man. It's going to be sick. Shout out to Jigga in the chat. He's going to be there, so I'll be remote. So it's gonna be awesome, man. I can't wait to see all this, especially Frank Wright. Rumored to be was going to come to the Jets. Now he's head coach there. He'll see what we're all about. We'll see what we're all about.
That's going to be awesome to see too. Hoping we can sit out Carl Lawson during his joint practices. We just need to he could stay in New York for the joint practices. We don't want a Green Bay Packers situation again, and that's just also going to be an interesting thing throughout training camp too, how the injuries, if we get any major injuries, because that can change the season. Training camp injuries. I mean, look what happened to the Cincinnati Bengals today. Joe Burrow was limping off the field. They say it's a calf injury, which I guess is better than a potential ACL.
Listen, I don't encourage injuries. I don't cheer for injuries. anything is going to help the Jets if he's not the quarterback, but I hope he's okay because when you go up against a team just like the Bills, there's 4 of their major guys on defense that were injured last year when we played them, and the Bills defense was just off. So I want to face against the best and beat the best. Don't encourage injuries. If you encourage injuries out there, then that just shows the type of person that you are, man. It's just I hope Ramsey's okay. I hope Burrow's okay. But man, the heat is on.
Right. And we've had some injuries of our own too. Hopefully not any serious injuries to our knowledge. Garrett Wilson.
Except Clark.
Right. That's true. Chuck Clark did get hurt. That did suck too. I'm forgetting about that now. But so far in training camp, outside of Chuck Clark, no really super serious injuries.
Well, GW, we got to find out about GW. He's limping off practice, so we got to find that out. We got to find that. And Becton's knee. Oh, I hope he's not washed, but man, it's going to be interesting. I hope we get some good news with those 2 players soon.
Yeah, same here. And just hopefully the injuries aren't, super serious. And if the Jets have to, bubble wrap Garrett Wilson for the rest of training camp, so be it, because it seems like the kid is already ready. It seems like he already has a great connection with Aaron Rodgers, which is, what we all expected him to have. And then the last thing we'll talk about here before we leave is, of course, the throwback uniforms. I mean, what the things look
sick. Dude, it's awesome. Like, I ordered 2 of them. I was the last large to get for Quinnen Williams. Got an Aaron Rodgers one. Yes, my significant other is pissed about it, but you know what? These don't come too long, man. I mean, just like your banner in the background, my banner in the background. That's one of my favorite logos, man, and it's back. And we got the same one. Look at you. We got the same banner. We got the same necklace here, too. Look at you, Jude. It's a match made in heaven right now.
But, yeah, the whole, throwback jerseys was just awesome, too. And whenever, they got leaked, and I honestly kind of wish they didn't get leaked because, I was so excited whenever, we first got leaked. Of course, we didn't know what they were going to look like. But then, on the 24th, I woke up, and then first thing I see is, oh my God, throwback uniforms. And I see the video and everything. And I'm like, this is sick. This is awesome. That's my home screen, lock screen right now on my phone. I just looking at those uniforms 24/7. And I'm just like, these are a work of art. These are just so beautiful. And
did you wish there was the green a little bit than the white?
Like green jerseys?
Yeah, or the white jerseys. What do you think? I think white's fine, but I love the green. But then now you have two white jerseys, one green and one black. So I'm like, okay, the green would have been cool too, but I think they're both slick.
Oh yeah, I mean the white just looks nice to me. And have you seen the rumors about everyone saying we might move to those jerseys in 2024, permanently? That's now. Of course, it hasn't been said by anyone, official or anything, but people were speculating that online, and you never know with the New York Jets because we're having all these people on Twitter randomly having sources out of the blue. Sometimes they're right, sometimes they're wrong. But this Jets Twitter is just insane because all of a sudden, just this person with 2,000 followers gets linked in with the team, and then it's like, how do they get all this information? Who knows? Same person who leaked the uniforms could have made a burner and said, yeah, these uniforms are coming permanent in 2024. Would you be sick? Because just imagine a black version of the throwback.
Yeah. We'll see. We'll see.
We'll just see. I'm jumping the gun too early here. I'm jumping the gun too early. I'm just thinking about it. And, I'm thinking about earlier in the offseason when Garrett Wilson said he was changing his number to next year. It's just getting me pumping. It's getting my blood flowing right now. But that's all I got for you guys.
Yes, sir.
Tell me an Italy Jet got. Thank you guys for tuning in. Jiggaman Puto, appreciate you for coming in the comment section, commenting below, and everyone in the chat, everyone that's watching the stream throughout. Thank you so much. Appreciate you, tuning into the stream. Italy Jet, I know you got some social medias to plug. Why don't we go ahead and do it right now?
Man, Italy Jet on all social media platforms, Red Sox, Heat, Jets content, do some stuff with Jigga, do some stuff with Jude. You know where to follow me. I am everywhere. Later,
y'all. Jude _Jets, Instagram and Twitter. And I'll see you guys later. Wish America had a cool way of saying goodbye. We just have goodbye. That's basic.
We'll work on it, Jude. We'll work on it.
All right, we'll work on it. All right, peace out. I'll see y'all.
Peace.
See y'all later. Peace. Wait, okay. Oh my god. I pressed the wrong thing.
You lied to me. You lied to me.
You said surprise you. You said surprise.
My neck got little big sharks on my ankles. I drape out off my bra, I cut the bangles. I go military boys with the angles.